Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. Everything was going just peachy till Regier had to remind everyone he was there. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Okay. Mark Adam Lee Fry.
Yep.
This is State of Kansas versus Mark Adam Lee Fry. It's case number 2025 TR-873. Mr. Fry appears from the jail Zoom location here at Regier on behalf of the county attorney's office. Mr. Fry, it appears that once upon a time you had posted an appearance bond in regards to some charges pending in traffic court: driving while habitual violator, a Class A misdemeanor, failure to stop an infraction. Your bond form that you executed.
Your Honor, I called.
Just a moment. Let me finish. You had a $1,500 professional surety bond, AAA. It had a court date on it of June 4 at 9 o'clock.
At when?
Notes from June 4 before Judge Regier indicated that you didn't appear when you were supposed to. Bond forfeiture, bench warrant with a no bond hold.
Okay.
I hear you.
Your Honor, I called the county clerk on the 4th and asked her if I had court that day, because my brother Virgil had court with you, I think. And they told me that I did not have court that day. I even called Darren Patterson's office too.
All right, Mr. Fry, why would you call the clerk's office when your bond form itself tells you when to come to court? Why would you call the clerk's office and ask him if you had an appearance you already knew about?
I didn't realize I lost the paper. I caught the charge in February. I mean, it's like 4 months old. So I'm like, June, I knew I had court, and I knew my brother had court the same day, Virgil Fry. So I called the court clerk, and she told me straight out, I promise, I swear to God, she told me, she read the charges to me, and I told her, yeah, that's them. She said there's no court date set for those. Virgil, you can ask her.
Well, I don't know who you talked to. I'm just going on the paperwork I had before me, and you have a bond form that tells you when to come to court, June 4th at 9, and you didn't show up. So just based on what I see before me, you should have been here.
Yeah, I understand.
And losing your bond paperwork is not a very good idea.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's been several months, and I've moved a couple times since then. And but I did contact the court. I swear to God on that. I wish that lady would step in here, because I know I talked to her.
Right. Why didn't you contact your bondsman?
I forgot. I didn't even think about doing that. I called my attorney, Darren Patterson, because I thought I had an attorney, didn't I? Don't I have an attorney? Or is this my first appearance?
No. Can you afford to hire your own lawyer, Mr. Fry?
I mean, no, I can't.
Well, I'll appoint Darren Patterson to represent you.
Okay. I forgot that this was my first appearance, and I didn't have to. All I know is I called on the 4th because my brother Virgil had court on the 4th, and I talked to the court clerk. She said I didn't have court, so I called Darren Patterson's office to ask them, and they said that they didn't see me on the court docket either for that day. And so I don't know. I mean, I lost the paperwork. It's several months old. So it's kind of hard to keep track of it.
All right. Here's one thing that bothers the court a little bit here, Mr. Fry. Your appearance bond form, at least the copy that's in the court file, appears to have changed the date. Somebody hand changed this. It used to say something else, and it changed to the 4th. Now, I don't know if that was just to make the printed number more clear.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. She probably couldn't read it. That's probably what it was. I know I contacted her.
Defendant. Well, it also looks like
because I've never had a court. I've never missed court before. You know, I've been in the court systems for a long time, and I've never missed court.
Okay. Well, you don't get a free one. That's a lot of people think that first time they miss court, somehow they should get out of it because it's their first time.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Mr. Fry, because I see the material alteration on these forms, probably isn't fair to hold you as strictly to the date that's on the form as I normally would.
Yeah.
I know there's probably a reason why those dates got changed on the paperwork, but I'm going to resolve those doubts in your favor this time, Mr. Fry. I'm going to reestablish bond at $1,500 if AAA will still stay on it.
Okay.
I guess you can get back out.
Okay.
They can elect not to stay on your bond
Yeah. Yeah.
and turn
Kirkman's
you
cool.
back in
Yeah. Kirkman's cool with that.
because you didn't show up for court. That would usually makes the bondsman fairly insecure about you.
Yeah, I know.
But if AAA will stay on it, I think it's Mr. Kirkman, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll go ahead and reinstate a $1,500 surety bond then.
Okay.
Where do you live, Mr. Fry? How come that's not the address on your bond?
Was it in front of just recent, like in the last week?
Okay, say that address for me slowly again. Okay. And you're going to be there for the foreseeable future?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Mark. Bond reinstated this one time,
I appreciate it, Ricky.
and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to set a new date, which you need to make sure you don't lose this time, Mr. Fry. I'm going to at least consider the possibility that Mr. Kirkman's not going to stay on your bond and may surrender you to the jail, and you're going to be back in jail again. That'll be up to him. That's the bondsman's.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I want you to have an earlier court date. So I'm going to set you on Judge Lee's docket on July 18 at 1:30.
Okay.
July 18, 1:30 p.m. That's a Zoom docket, and you can always appear at the Judicial Center building in El Dorado to participate. So you don't have to have your own technology. You can always come here and participate from here. You're laughing. Why is that funny?
Well, that's kind of funny. My electronics work pretty good, so.
Okay.
I'll see you then. I'll see you then. Appreciate it.
All right. So July 18 at 1:30's court. Okay, just a moment, Mr. Fry.
Okay.
We're just reviewing here. July 18, 1:30 for court. Darren Patterson is appointed as your lawyer. And bond reinstated at $1,500 cash or surety. And you should be able to get out today.
I appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right. All right.
Your
There's
Honor,
nothing
the
further.
state
The
does,
Fry matter is now in recess.
and Your Honor, the state does have an oral motion for the court to consider in this case.
All right, sit back down, Mr. Fry. What's up, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, the state is, if the court is going to give the defendant the benefit of a reinstated bond, the state is requesting GPS monitoring be added as a bond condition, notwithstanding the allegations of the defendant on the record here today. This is the defendant who the state understands has at least 18 prior failures to appear, most recently in 2023, as well as a rather prolific history of traffic convictions. Therefore, the state does consider this defendant a flight risk.
I'm getting ready to go. I got to go do 48 hours in Wichita, and then I'm going to be on house arrest anyways. So I got to do 48 hours. I got to do 48 hours today. I got to go to Wichita as soon as I get out of here and go do 48 hours. Then I got to do 88 days of house arrest.
Okay.
After the 48 hours. So that's what I'm
The
going to
house
do.
arrest will be taking place.
Yeah, and get in Augusta from Wichita. I already got big fish bonding, big fish. You had to put me on house arrest, so I got to go do 48 hours. I got to turn myself in today to do 48 hours. And then I got to do.
Didn't you tell me this was the first time you didn't show up for court?
Yeah, this is the first time. I don't know what did he say, dude? I've never, dude. I make I go.
He's suggesting that you've had a whole history of failures to appear.
He's not right. I'm telling you right now, these court systems know who I am. You can ask any judge in this fucking county that I show up for my courts. I don't care what he's saying.
Careful now.
I'm not trying to be rude, but that's for ridiculous. You know what I mean? Everybody, you guys know who I am.
I don't know what's happening. All of a sudden.
You're there?
All right. All right. I'm okay. Apparently there's an unstable internet connection. There's a lot of that going around these days. Mr. Fry, can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Your
Can
Honor.
you hear me?
Okay, I'm afraid we're going to lose our connection here in a moment. Look, I understand what the prosecutor's saying, and they're valid concerns.
Okay,
Fry, I'm going to trust that you're not going to default on your Kirkman bond again.
I promise. I promise I'm not.
And, we're not looking at charges of rape or murder here. We're looking at some traffic offenses that you'd be a lot better off just dealing with rather than trying to run from, Mr. Fry.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that for sure.
Well, I'm going to deny any further orders at this time. The court's already made them. I understand Mr. Regier's position, but I'm not going to require GPS. You know how to find the Judicial Center in El Dorado, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll find it.
Mr. Fry?
I promise. I'm not gonna let you
Okay.
down. I know, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, I promise.
because it sounds like that if you can't find the Judicial Center, you'll end up finding the jail,
Yeah, I don't want to be here
okay?
for sure. Yeah.
Mr. Fry, can you still hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Give him a thumbs up.
Oh, he's froze now. Hello. Hey, can I hear you now?
Okay. You have any questions?
Hey, freezing. I'm good. Going home.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Okay, we had an interruption in our internet connection.
Yeah.
The prosecutor had asked for some additional orders. I've denied those.
Okay.
You have to show up for court next time.
I promise I'm gonna be there. I
Do you
won't
have
let
the date and time written down for you?
July 18th at 1:30.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. And again, you can't appear at the Judicial Center building to participate if you don't have technology otherwise.
Okay. I will
All
see.
right.
I'll be there.
All right,
Appreciate it.
Mr. Fry.
Thank you.
The Fry matter is in recess. Mr. Regier, that appears to conclude this docket. Do you agree?
I would, Your Honor.
Very well.